So, good morning. Welcome to the Cyclotron Trader Weekly Kickoff. Today, I'm starting to talk to you in English because I had a request from a dear friend of mine to have a 360-degree analysis on the current state of the market. And we will start today again, like we always do. We start with a quick look on the US dollar. Then I will go over to the Bitcoin briefly. And later on, we latch on to the Nasdaq. So on the Nasdaq, I will spend a little bit more time and will explain you my analysis, and I will explain you my rationale why I think the top in the Nasdaq is in currently for the next 3 months. Okay, so all right. Then let's do our analysis like we always do with the US dollar. We have here the weekly US dollar chart here. Okay, it's the weekly US dollar chart. And what we can see, we do have a bullish trend. Okay, since end of September, beginning of October, the dollar entered a bullish trend. You can define a bullish trend by down closing candles, supporting further price up moves, and by unfilled inefficiencies. So let's see, do we have unfilled inefficiencies here? As you can see, the candle bodies are closing above the middle line. Yes, we do have unfilled inefficiencies. Do we have down closing weekly candles supporting further price up moves? Yes, we do. So are we making new highs? As I said, this was the first price target. This is the second price target. And here we do have another price target. And as you can see, all price targets of previous highs have been breached and the dollar keeps on going higher. So now the question is, how long will this take? How long will the dollar go higher? I said the seasonalities for the US dollar are according to the Moore Research Center. So I strongly suggest you to have a membership with the Moore Research Center. There you can look at the seasonalities, and James Moore is one of the best statisticians who are analyzing future and price and financial market data. So here you can get really very, very good data, and it's very reliable. Okay, back again to the US dollar. You can have here further down closing candles, but always make sure that the downside candles are not closing below the lower barrier of such an inefficiency. Okay, so now the question is, I said first we have to answer the time question, the timing in the US dollar. The timing in the US dollar is very likely the last week of February. I'm expecting the dollar to stay strong till the last week of February. Okay, and now we go over to the price analysis after we answered the time. What is the price projection? What is the price projection on the US dollar bull run till February? Okay, so therefore we identify here a structure. The structure here is called the breaker. Okay, so we did that already a couple of times. We do very simply a default projection. So, okay. So when we make a default projection on this breaker, we see that is 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is now difficult which one of them are going to be chosen. But we have here also a larger breaker, right? Low, high, lower, low. For that, we must go to the monthly. Maybe here we will have a little bit of a clearer picture. Yeah, exactly, we do. So here we can do the same projection. So I will keep the old projection from the weekly chart and I will hop over to the projection of the monthly chart. Okay, so now we have a much clearer picture. Okay, now for me the relevant price levels are the ones which are overlapping with each other. Okay, and here the closer they are to each other, the more they overlap, the more likely it is that this price level will reach. And here we have clearly a price level, it's here. Okay, this is the price level that we are pointing at for the end of February. And what you will see is, okay, now why did you take this one? Okay, first of all, it is overlapping the monthly projection with the weekly projection. I mean, there is no magic number that, okay, it's going to be a 6 standard deviation, it's going to be 7, 8, 10, 3. Usually on a breaker that is on a breaker structure which is unfolding, the normal projection is a 2 standard deviation projection, okay? And that would lead us to this area here, okay, in the US dollar. It would lead us to 119.237. But I mean, here I just have overlap of a weekly breaker and a monthly breaker, and also it is above the high of a major high, and this is a liquidity level that is very likely going to be swept. And for me, the dollar target is around 116.057. Okay, let's go back to the weekly. So let's recap here. In the US dollar, we will likely see a price level at this area. The dollar is further going up, and I think, yeah, we can slowly reduce here those projections. It's just gonna be too much hassle here. It's getting, we will be losing the oversight. So I will mark this here and say, this is the, let's say the Dixie price target and February. And Feb. Ich mache ein bisschen größer. 16, 18. Okay, good. Let's put that on a side. Okay, we said the US dollar will go higher. So when the US dollar goes higher, well, maybe I should switch over. So we said the US dollar is going to keep on grinding higher. When the US dollar is going to keep on grinding higher, is that a high likelihood for us to invest in the stock market indices or in stocks? Because we talked before in the previous videos, dollar is inversely correlated to the stock market prices. Okay, and between the stock market reacting to a higher dollar, we have approximately 3 months lag, 3 to 6 months lag. Okay. So now I want to show you on the indices. I want to go to the Bitcoin, but the Bitcoin, I will switch later to the Bitcoin and I will do it in German. Now we go to the Nasdaq index, and I'm doing only the Nasdaq. I'm not doing the S&P 500. The S&P 500, you can use the same tools and do the analysis yourself. Okay, so it's not a big difference, and it is the same analytical approach. So, okay, now we fix the dollar. Okay, when you know where the dollar is going, then you know you can manage the other loose ends very, very easily. Okay, good. Let's go over to the US dollar and let's switch our attention. Let's switch our attention to the, oh, how do I do that? Let me see. How do I switch? Ah, yeah, here, exactly. Okay, good. Exactly. Here it is. So here we do have the Nasdaq. It's a monthly chart. Okay. And in the previous videos, you can see how we did the price projections. You can go to my video number. It's at the beginning of the videos. It was called Price Projections, the title. You can select this video with the price projections and you can see me making price projections on this in this area here, okay? And we are doing the same thing that we did with the US dollar. So we have a monthly chart here. We had here the bear market of 2022. Then we had a swing low, okay? A price reversal, and then this initiated the bullish trend. So now again, we want to know how long can this trend keep going higher, okay? For that, we are using something called a quarterly shift, and we are using, again, time and price analysis. So the quarterly shift is helping us to find the rhythm in the market. And we successfully circumvented that correction here, successfully circumvented that correction. Here it was really fuzzy. It was very difficult to keep in the trade. And I mean, before the elections, before the US elections, I just exited. Okay, I couldn't stand it anymore. But the quarterly shift gives us, I mean, this is now pointing to November 2024, so I'm removing that. This quarterly shift points us to a likely break in the rhythm, okay? But this needs to be confirmed by price and time. So now let's do the projections that I did back then. So we have here a low, a high, a lower low, okay? So this is a breaker, okay? So what I can do is I can take this and I can do my projections here, okay? And this time for you, so that it's easier to understand, I will extend the lines to the right. I will remove those lines here. They are not necessary. Yeah, okay. And we do have a 1 standard deviation. Oh, wait. Yeah, I know. God, it's so difficult to read the font size of 11. I agree. So we do have here standard deviation of 1. We have a 1.5 standard deviation, and we have a 2 times standard deviation from this breaker. So in my experience, a breaker has got usually a standard deviation of 2. And I was talking a very long time already and pointing to 20,000 in the Nasdaq as a price target, and reached it in January, by the way. So in February we reached that, and I cut my position and I said, okay, that's enough. I'm going to reduce my exposure in the stock market. And also we reached that major high from 2021. And for me, this is, I mean, I was already in there since here, and I took all this away, right? I mean, I profited from this whole move, and I exited my position here. So I was thinking that we will have in March, April, after a technical market structure break in April, a correction here. I mean, we had a correction, but it was very short-lived. Also, couple that with having an election year in the United States, it was extremely bullish, right? I would have never expected the price to, I mean, it was correcting like almost below the order block, recovered again and went higher. And this is like an algorithmic, behavior that as long as you are not violating the order block price range, this means the bullish trend will keep rising higher. Okay, I mean, what happened here basically is, I'm coming back to the price projections, that we reached now, to make it short, we reached our price projection in the Nasdaq. So this is your takeaway. After listening to me for that long.
Was steht denn drauf?
Was drauf steht? Ich liebe es, wenn ein Plan funktioniert.
Now, after listening to me that long, your takeaway is, number one, the US dollar will keep on grinding higher. The US dollar is king, okay? The US dollar is inversely correlated to all the other assets and to all the other asset prices. So when you see a rising dollar, the others should drop, okay? should drop, or if they have a very strong bullish trend, they should go sideways. So like in Bitcoin, we have a very bullish trend. It likely will go sideways. In the Nasdaq, we already reached our price target. We reached 22,375. So our top here, 22. Okay, let's see if I can make that bigger. Okay, so we reached 22,450.25. For me, this structure here, this move is finished. Okay, this move is finished, and for me is no reason anymore to step in. Okay, especially now that the dollar is rising till end of February, I would not, never I would go long here. Never, because a lot of people are just looking at the price action here, okay, and they forget all this. They forget all this, right? But people already made money here, here, here. I mean, can you imagine like how much percent that was? Like, I mean, entering here. And I mean, how we can quickly do that. So entering here, yeah, it's 63%. 63% performance in not even 2 years. I mean, for me, that's really good. I mean, I would not stick out here any longer or hang around here any longer. So that's really good. And therefore, please be advised with a lot of caution if you're entering now. Okay. So unless you're scalping or day trading, that's something else. But if you do it from the perspective of position trading, it is not advised to go long here. Okay. So in other words, I'm saying we are in high premium. Okay. We are having here several order blocks. So let's point this. Let's make an order block here. Okay, we're having here our monthly order blocks, order block range, monthly, yeah, and the same here. Okay, and now the question is, when do we get the technical market structure break? The technical market structure break we will get on a daily, on a weekly level. Okay, so on a monthly, we are doing right now something that is called a top-down analysis. Okay, a top-down analysis. You start with the US dollar, then you go to the monthly chart, then to the weekly, then to the daily, and if it's required, even lower. So this is now the monthly chart. And we are switching over to the weekly chart in order to see, do we have here a break in the technical market structure? Okay, so we have here this weekly order block. So let's point that out. It's very relevant. I mean, when the weekly order block breaks, then it's anyway good night. Okay, at the moment, we still have a bullish stance. Let's go here, order block range. And let's do that here on a weekly. And we should maybe switch the color here. We should maybe say, oh, sorry. Okay. So what I did was now, I'm adding to the monthly order block also the weekly order block range here. So the weekly order block range and the daily order block range, they will show us the break in structure. Okay, so the monthly is like so I mean, if you have a closing in Nasdaq, if you have a Nasdaq close at that price here below 20,115.75, I mean, this is a sign of big trouble ahead. Okay. So now on the weekly, I mean, I hope that we will not break below the weekly. Okay, so I'm going to make this now gray so that we see it's monthly. Okay. So now I'm going to make another one, green, that tells us, okay, this is weekly. Okay, let's change it to green. And so you see already it's 20,703 and 20,115.75. Okay, so as long the Nasdaq is not breaking 20,703, I'm still somewhat relaxed. Okay, on top of that, another indication, another price signature for us to see if the Nasdaq will do another push higher is basically looking at the mean threshold of this weekly order block. The mean threshold is nothing else than just the 50% cut, the middle line, okay? And the middle line was reached, yes, but the price recovered on Friday heavily higher. So this tells me we are not ready yet to break down, okay? And when we go here to the weekly, sorry, to the daily, I mean, when you already have invested, when you already have something in your hand and you put money on the table and bought funds or stocks or whatever, I mean, the short signal is not there yet, okay? The short signal is not there, but we still got like saved early in the morning by the really, really strong move up, yeah? But now we have to follow the following. We do have a price inefficiency here, okay? And I will make this price inefficiency red because it's a bearish price inefficiency. If the price in the Nasdaq is not able to, if the price in the Nasdaq is not able to recover swiftly above this point here, yeah, above this point, above the low of this red down closing candle, if it cannot reach that, then very likely this bearish inefficiency will act as a blocker for further price increases. So what we have to see now is watch the candles if they can make it up to the middle line and above the upper border of this red inefficiency. So we're watching right now, okay? And this will tell us how much strength we are going to have. If you cannot see, okay, so I'm talking algorithmically, if you cannot see a daily close, okay, not intraday, a daily close above the middle line, it's a bad sign, okay? Then very likely the premium wick, it will wick through, okay, but the candle body will close below the middle line. So that's a really bearish. And this is for us the first indication that the market is going to roll over. So what we have to see now, where are the daily closing prices relative to this price inefficiency here? As I said, I would not go long anymore with a position that I'm thinking of growing over the long term. And I would not even do it because I mean, it's not a high probability likelihood trade, okay? So when I'm trading, I want to have the filet. I want to have the filet mignon cuts, okay? I don't want to have, choppy stuff or, I want it when everything is aligned. The dollar, the liquidity pools, and the chart, the timing, when everything is aligned, then I want to go into the market, okay? So now we have a lot of stuff here. I mean, I need, maybe I should remove a couple of things. Yeah. We should talk now about what would be a good level to step in. What would be a good level where we have a deep discount and where it would be worth to enter a trade again. So for me, I mean, let's assume this is our price range. This is the previous price range. I mean, at the moment, this is still the previous price range at the moment. Yeah. And I mean, we can see here, if we have here 100% projection, let's check. No, not even. But okay, so we have here, I mean, I should remove that. So we have here a price range. And we don't have a technical market structure break. So we have no short signal. I repeat, no short signal. Don't actively short this market. Okay? So we need to see more. But do you want to re-engage in the market and go long again? Currently, I would not do that. I would be waiting to have something in discount. And the discount is here. This would be for me discount. Yeah. A price level of, let's see, 17,482.75. This would be discount for me. And very likely it will go into this order block here and then go higher. So here in this area, I would love to go long. This is a nice area to be long here. Okay. So I can show that to you. This is really nice. It's really nice to be long here. And I think we will see that one day. I cannot tell you when exactly, but here you have the highest probability of success. Yeah. And you should be always buying in deep discount or in discount. Discount is always below equilibrium, the 50% here of the previous price range. This is our equilibrium. All this here is premium on the monthly chart. Yeah. And on the monthly chart, we also, we don't have any short signal here. Yeah? So I would not re-engage here any longs. I would just hold on still. Okay. And with that, the English part, we are closing the English part of the analysis. Und jetzt gehen wir zum Bitcoin über. Okay, beim Bitcoin, ich fasse nochmal kurz zusammen, was ich gesagt habe. Der US-Dollar ist in einem bullischen Trend. Der institutionelle Orderfluss ist bestätigt und wird weiter steigen bis Ende Februar. Wir haben gesagt, beim US-Dollar ist unser Preisziel ungefähr bei über 116 Punkten im DXY-Index und wir werden weiterhin keine neuen Trades long oder Positionstrades long in den Aktienindizes eingehen. Okay, unsere Preisziel von 22.375,25 im Nasdaq ist erreicht. Damit ist es für mich eigentlich zu Ende. Ich persönlich habe es nicht geschafft, bis 22.375 durchzuhalten. Ich bin schon vor den Wahlen ausgestiegen. Okay, aber was jetzt kommen wird, ist einfach, wir werden einfach unser Kapital schonen und nicht investieren, okay, im Positionstrading. Dann lasst uns mal schauen, was der Bitcoin hier macht. Da sollten wir vielleicht, genau hier. Okay, wir haben hier den Jahreschart im Bitcoin. Okay, wenn ich hier den Bitcoin projiziere vom letzten bullischen Trend hier, mit einer zweifachen Standardabweichung, komme ich auf 176.000. Okay. Okay. Also mein Ziel wäre hier die 176.000. Ich würde sogar noch denken, okay, der Bitcoin wird wahrscheinlich überschießen. Und dann nehme ich einfach dieses Kursziel bei einer 2,5-fachen Standardabweichung. Und das ist etwas über 200.000. Und das ist für mich, hatte ich ja auch schon vorher gesagt, das ist für mich das, wo ich den Bitcoin sehe, oder? Gehen wir weiter zur Stabzählung. Wir zählen unsere Stäbe. Bisher sind immer die bullischen Zyklen im Bitcoin 7 bis 9 Stäbe lang gewesen. Im Schnitt 8,6, 8,5 Stäbe. Wir sind jetzt beim Monatsstab Nummer 4. Wir werden hier es könnte sein, dass wir hier einen roten Monatskerze bekommen. Könnte sein. Nichtsdestotrotz, der bullische Aufwärtstrend ist vollkommen intakt. Und wir müssen mittlerweile auf den Wochenchart übergehen und schauen, ob, wenn wir hier in diesen roten Bereich gehen, rot ist jetzt nicht als Zeichen für Gefahr gedacht, sondern rot ist der bullische Zyklus. Und Wie gesagt, hier im Mai 2025 haben wir im Bitcoin unseren Zyklus hoch erreicht, oder? Und wenn wir uns den Bitcoin jetzt genauer anschauen, ist es folgendermaßen. Wir schauen wieder, ob der institutionelle Orderfluss in einem bullischen Markt gegeben ist. Das heißt, wie gesagt, Ineffizienzen müssen unausgefüllt bleiben und rote rote Kerzen müssen einen weiteren Kursanstieg unterstützen. Okay? Das ist das, was wir miteinander besprochen haben und das ist das, worauf wir hier jetzt schauen. Okay, was wir hier sehen ist ganz klar, wir haben hier einen Orderblock, das ist die Woche vom 25. November 2024. Wir haben hier die Mittellinie gezogen, wir sehen wunderbar, keine Wochenkerzenkörper schließt unterhalb der Mittellinie. Das ist ein sehr gutes Zeichen, also wir sind immer noch volle Kanne bullish und wir sollten hier meines Erachtens weiter steigende Bitcoin-Preise sehen. Wir hatten einen Wochenschlusspreis, jetzt passt mal auf, wir hatten hier einen Wochenschlusspreis überhalb 98.999, also wo haben wir hier geschlossen? Mal schauen. Bei 99.196. Das bedeutet, der Bitcoin-Preis respektiert den Orderblock. Okay? Und somit ist es für mich ganz klares Zeichen, weiter aufwärts steigende Kurse im Bitcoin zu sehen. Okay? Machen wir das weg. Und wir können vielleicht noch auf den Tageschart gehen. Das würde ich noch, das letzte, was ich jetzt im Bitcoin noch mache. Okay, wir sehen hier. Okay, so. Wir hatten hier einen Stop-Run. Okay, und jetzt lasst uns mal schauen, wo der Preis hier ist. 92.055,86. Wo ist der Preis hier? 92.115,66. Das bedeutet, dieser Orderblock ist von dieser Korrektur hier nicht, wie sagt man, nicht invalidiert worden. Ja? Also das heißt, dieser Orderblock ist intakt und gibt für den weiteren Preisverlauf hier den Takt an. Das heißt, solange dieser Bereich nicht verletzt wird, haben wir gesehen, oder? Ist nicht passiert, wird der Bitcoin-Preis weiter steigen. Okay? Und sobald wir über den Eröffnungspreis von dieser Kerze steigen, dann ist das hier unser neuer Orderblock. Okay? Dann wird dieser Orderblock die weiteren Preiskorrekturen unterstützen für noch höhere Preise. Okay? Also wir sind hier immer noch voll im bullischen Mode. Und ihr solltet hier wirklich, also mit euren Hedges und Shorts, solltet ihr vorsichtig umgehen. Wie gesagt, also ich denke, selbst wenn der Dollar noch weiter steigt, sollten wir im Bitcoin schlimmstenfalls, Worst-Case-Szenario ist Seitwärtsbewegung. Und im Augenblick, wie gesagt, also ich sehe wirklich den institutionellen Orderfluss, der ist immer noch sehr, sehr bullish. Ich kann dazu jetzt wirklich, ich kann hier wirklich nichts Negatives sehen. Und das, was wir hier sehen, das ist nur Stop-Hunting, oder? Das ist wirklich die schwachen Hände aus dem Markt zu drücken, die Leute, die mit Leverage drin sind und so weiter, die werden hier überall rausgedrückt und dann nimmt die Lokomotive wieder den Fahrt auf. Okay? In einem solchen Markt, der mega bullish ist, dann müsst ihr, wenn ihr mit Leverage einsteigen wollt, müsst ihr auf einen solchen Event warten. Und wenn dieser Event passiert, rein. Ganz einfach. Und dann laufen lassen, bis hier zum nächsten hoch und dann wieder aussteigen. Dann geht er runter, ihr steigt hier wieder ein, lasst bis hierher laufen, steigt aus. Ganz einfach. Okay. Das war's dann für diese Woche beim Kickoff. Ich wünsche euch eine super Zeit. Passt auf euch auf. Habt eine erholsame Ferientage für euch. Ich werde wahrscheinlich in einer Woche, also ich werde wahrscheinlich in der letzten Dezemberwoche vielleicht kein Video machen, dann vielleicht erst in der ersten Januarwoche. Wir werden sehen. Oder in der letzten Dezemberwoche ein Video, aber dann in der ersten Januarwoche kein Video. Mal schauen. Passt auf euch auf Und wir sehen uns wieder nächste Woche oder spätestens in der ersten Januarwoche. Bis bald, euer Cyclet Trader.